With the release of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, I feel like it's time to answer the toughest question when it comes to the verse. Who can bypass Gojo's infinity? You know, the ability that allows him to divide space between him and an object, including people and cursed energy. Now, I know this topic is a little bit sore in the community. You either think Gojo solos or he's an overrated bastard. Either way, we're gonna put him to the test. As you've seen in the title, we're gonna find out if Naruto characters can surpass infinity. But before I start the video, I'm gonna go over the conditions. For this video, there will be verse equalization, although some characters won't need it. If you don't know what verse equalization is, I'll give you a blockhead explanation. Basically, it's when you equalize each universe's power system to the point where they can interact and affect each other. In this case, cursed energy equals chakra. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about some of the characters I think can surpass infinity. Starting off with none other than Naruto. As a matter of fact, I'll add other characters like Kaguya, Madara, Jubito, basically any character that has truth seeker orbs. If you're caught up with the manga or anime now, you know that during Gojo's battle with Toji, he wielded a blade that was able to nullify all cursed techniques. This blade was called the Inverted Spear of Heaven. With this ability, he was able to harm Gojo. This is similar to the Truth Seeker Orbs, which nullifies all jutsu, chakra, it even erases your soul. So when going off verse equalization, it's obvious that characters with Truth Seeking Orbs can bypass infinity. Now to the next group of characters. For this section, I'll have to go into how infinity works. So we know that infinity divides the space between Gojo and another object. But did you know that he does this at an atomic level? Now, I was gonna leave it at this and say anything smaller than the atom can bypass infinity, but that would be disingenuous. There's multiple ways to interpret this. Now, some people take this statement as Gojo can manipulate cursed energy at an atomic level to create space, meaning his understanding of cursed energy is so great that he understands and manipulates it at an atomic level, meaning in this interpretation, space is just space. No matter how small the object, he can divide. You can also interpret this as Gojo divides space at an atomic level, like I mentioned at first. This will mean anything that is smaller than atoms can bypass infinity. Things like photons will be able to get by, so characters like Delta, Madara should be able to break through with light-based attacks. I would like to mention Ishiki and Kawaki's black rods. The reason I'm mentioning them is because Sasuke was barely able to perceive them. Off memory, I thought it was because they were too small, but it does seem like that's not the case. It's because of how fast they were going. Sasuke has always had crazy vision, even before the Rinnegan. He was able to see Data Risk C4. Now, these bombs are labeled as microscopic. Now, you can say Sasuke only saw them because of the chakra signature, but then you'd have to prove that Ichiki's black rods don't give off one as well. Also, you'd be ignoring the fact that Sasuke has called out Jigen's location, and he's the one who figured out that he's shrinking instead of teleporting. Also, there isn't a scale for how small Ishiki shrinks things, so you'd just be guessing. So other than him outright saying it, it's clear that he was talking about the speed. But Sasuke could perceive Boruto and Momoshiki in the time stop world. It was shown time and time again that the Rinnegan can interact with other Rinnegan techniques. Sasuke could perceive Madara's Limbo clones, and he can also visit Kaguya's world without needing to be connected to the hub world. Hell, he's able to go to Momoshiki's dimension. So in my opinion, Sasuke being able to see Boruto and Momoshiki was more hacks based. Anyway, I can admit that objects that are smaller than an atom is a contentious way to bypass infinity. So moving on. For this section, we're going to talk about characters that can ignore space and time. Starting off with Kakashi, Obito, Sasuke. Kamui is a space-time ninjutsu that ignores space and, you guessed it, time. I'm gonna call these the point-and-click techniques. Things like Kamui and Sasuke's Amaterasu can appear directly on a target, getting rid of the need for travel. The reason I didn't mention Flying Thunder God is because, although it's a space-time ninjutsu, the conditions require you getting close enough to tag him, so it just wouldn't work. Another one I want to mention is Might Guy. He was moving so fast that he was able to bend space. Now, I won't gas the feat that it performed, but bending space is a surefire way to bypass infinity. Think of a wormhole. Although it's a theory, if Guy Sensei was able to bend space to the point where his foot met with Gojo's face, then he would get clapped. He would bend space so much that it would create a shortcut. But I don't think he's that strong, so you can relax, Gojo fans. So based off of this, quite a lot of things can bypass infinity. Basically, if you outspeed Gojo and you have one of these abilities, no matter the universe, he would definitely not solo. Hell, he would get eviscerated by anyone a dimensional tier above him. Shibai slaps his willy. Check out the channel if you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Karma out.